Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. Oh my gosh, look where I am. Home. And am I happy to be here? Absolutely. I love this room. I love this space. I just ordered Goop Kitchen. It's like $20 for a salad. Worth every penny. The best salad I've ever had in my life. Except today I had the teriyaki chicken bowl. That has nothing to do with today's episode. That was just on my mind. But today's episode is something super interesting to talk about because it has been flooding my For You page. And when I mean flooding, I mean like the only thing I see on my For You page right now. And it's something that I'd never heard of before, but apparently it's a trend. Apparently it's a thing that like happens every year. And we're going to talk about it. But first, I would like to say, if this is your first episode with me, welcome to Anna's Guide. I'm your host, Anna, and today I'm going to be guiding you through different life experiences, different things going on, sharing my firsthand reflections on big life questions, from relationships to career, to big moves, to breakups, to breakthroughs, and even more. And I'm so happy that you're here. And every episode we start with a rosebud thorn, so I'm going to give you mine. Okay, for this week, it's easy. Like I said, I just got back from Michigan. So my rose of this week was watching two of my close friends get married. What's interesting is like technically they're not really my close friends. They're actually friends that Brew works with. But I have the honor of knowing them and I love a wedding. So my rose of this week was getting to witness a wedding in Michigan, especially during this time of the year, the beautiful fall air, the beautiful season. We were in Detroit. I have nothing but good things to say. The wedding was stunning. I had a really cute dress on that I loved. I will say I think my thorn of this week is that the internet has felt a little bit negative. I'm not crazy about it. I prefer the internet to feel like sunshine. And unfortunately, I feel like people are not very happy with my dress choice. People are not very happy with a couple different things that I did this week. And I truthfully don't, I read all my comments, but I really use them as like a gauge because that's our only way to communicate. Like if I don't read the comments, I don't know what y'all are thinking. So I kind of have to, but I will say a thorn is like when the internet starts to feel like a little pit of despair, that's where I get a little sad. And that's also where this topic comes in today. And my bud of this week, I did these a little bit out of order, but my bud for this week, something that I'm looking forward to, is that I have another triathlon coming up. I feel like this is going to end up being a regular thing where like every week I'm like, oh my God, a new sporting thing, a new hobby. This week I have a triathlon next weekend here in LA. So that's what I'm looking forward to the most is running and training and feeling good in my body and being so thankful that I have like muscles that get me to run super far and lungs that take care of me and purify my air and a space to do all the training. So today's topic for our Anna's Guide episode is something quite interesting that I have never heard of before, but apparently it's super popular, maybe more in the fitness space or maybe in all spaces. Maybe you guys know about this and I just don't know anything. Have you heard of a winter arc? No? Okay, me either up until yesterday. So what I just heard on social media is that the new January 1st is October 1st. Okay? And apparently people are like training super hard to be hot in the winter. Okay, listen. I'm sharing the knowledge that I have of it. If I'm wrong, correct me. Okay? There's this TikTok trend. It's all over my For You page. And it's about making the most of the last few months of the year by making like fitness strides, mental health strides, like crazy. I just keep seeing these videos of people like going ham at the gym to be like, I'm about to be the hottest I've ever been by December. And the like overarching theme that I'm getting from this is that it is to make yourself hot before everybody else. Okay? Like when everybody else starts January 1st, you're already up there. You've already done it. You're like already at your peak. You feel good. You look good. You're like outfitting everybody who's starting on January 1st. Hashtag winter arc is the 5th on the US trending chart in hashtags and has more than 250,000 videos under the hashtag. There's two ways that the trend is developing. These are all like little statistics that we have online from research. Two ways the trend is developing. One is that it focuses on the physical transformation. The other one focuses on your spiritual and mental health improvement. What's crazy is actually it's giving 75 hard to me, which I like know a lot of people love and ride or die for 75 hard before the summertime. But in my opinion, a hot take, something like as I'm watching as an outsider on social media, is that I don't think this is a good idea. Okay? And actually, I think that like it's another trend that the internet is throwing at us to remind us that like we're not doing enough and we're not doing good enough. Listen, I'm not going to get heated too fast on this episode because we're only like 6 minutes in and I'm already kind of getting like a little bit of a louder voice. I'm reading all these things and I'm seeing people put in all this effort to like become a better version of themselves, which I love. I am so pro new hobbies, focusing on yourself, fitness. I mean, guys, who would I be if I was like, oh my God, don't winter arc, but me, I'm going to run a marathon by the end of the year. Okay, that's fucked up. What is not is the fact that like the reason I'm doing a marathon is to have a quality time activity with my sibling. Okay, it's not to be in this like new wave era and like try to outgrow everybody else. And in so many ways, I feel like the trend that I'm seeing right now is that people are like, I want to be everybody who comes on January 1st to the gym. And that feels like such a comparative mindset. That feels like such a way to like look at yourself and be like, listen, I know this year was hard. I know that I like went to the gym, or maybe you didn't go to the gym. Maybe you like had a tough year where you just chose not to work out and you're like not feeling great. If you want to go to the gym for your mental health, hundo P, please full send. Like I love the thing that I love recently about running is the fact that it's like such a clear mind activity. I just zone out and I just jog and I hope that it's over soon. What's crazy is with this activity, it's like very rooted in this, like, I am going to start 3 months earlier than everybody else. I can be better than everybody else. And it just doesn't feel like it's coming from a place of like genuine self-improvement. It feels like it's coming from a place of comparative mindset, and also a weird way of the internet like reminding you that you're not working hard enough. Like, oh, you didn't start on October 1st, like everybody who's doing this winter arc thing, you're late. You're like literally behind. I even saw these videos that were like, if you're just now hearing about the winter arc after October 1st, you're behind, but don't worry, you can start this week. Guys, how about we winter arc it being better at cooking? How about we winter arc more walks with your best friends? How about we winter arc trying new coffee shops? Hot take. I just feel like it always makes my heart really sad because I feel like I open my phone and every time, especially as a girly, I open my phone, it's something that like is an expectation that I'm not living up to. It's like, oh, your arms don't look this way. Oh, your legs don't look this way. Oh, you didn't start your winter arc. Oh, you're not in your Saturn return yet. Like, bro, listen, I've got enough on my plate. I'm just trying to get by. It's crazy because every time I open my phone, I feel like I'm getting like yelled at that I'm not working hard enough or like striving hard enough. And sometimes I'm just trying to catch the newest episode of Love is Blind, okay? That's my winter arc. My winter arc is finishing Love is Blind this year. And so, I think this starts the overarching question is do we need to have a winter arc? Like, what is this thing that suddenly exploded in our laps and is all over the internet, in my opinion? I mean, maybe your For You page looks totally different than mine. I'm a cozy vlog girly, and getting all these like super aggressive, like you need to be at the gym and if you're not, you're 3 months behind, is kind of giving me anxiety. So do you need a winter arc? I think over the years, the winter has been seen as like this time of like slowing down. Like everybody knows that we're about to hit this season of like, first off, the holidays. We are, what's today? October 8th? Okay. We are about to enter a season, which obviously by the time you guys are hearing this, it's going to be like a week from now. We're hitting a season of Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, maybe more quality time with your friends, maybe more traveling, okay? Because you're about to be traveling to go to holidays either with your partner, with your friends, with your family. Maybe your family goes on vacation. Do you know how difficult it is to keep up a routine when that stuff is happening? Okay? And then on top of that, in my opinion, I always feel like the holidays are like this wonderful time where like for the first time I feel very like safe and cozy during the holidays. And maybe this is uncanning a can of worms. This is unpacking a can of worms that I'm about to open. But like, I think there's this element where like, I cannot imagine. I think I stress all year round about like, did I have a summer body? Did I look good enough in my swimsuit? Was all this stuff good? The holidays, my mother's cooking. My father's cooking. My sister bakes a baked good better than any baked good I could ever find at the bakery. Say that 10 times fast. Okay? I live for this season because I feel like it's like the first time that I feel really comfortable just like enjoying and slowing down and rotting and like hanging out with my family. I cannot imagine calorie counting micros and macros during a season where like it's some of the most enjoyable food I think you get all year. Okay? I mean, there's no reason you should be looking to social media to be like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm going to feel better because I'm going to be hotter than everybody else. I'm going to feel better because I'm going to start before everybody else and get ahead of the game on this season. I think you're going to feel better if you can like enjoy this quality time that you're getting with your friends and family. And I'm not saying that I don't want you guys to like be going to the gym right now or like be working out or bettering yourself or working on your mental health or like, I don't know, all those things. I just don't think it needs to feel like this crazy competitive, like you don't need to 180 to be a better person. You don't need to like flip your whole world around and like fully strip yourself of all things you enjoy so that way you can like level up and be ahead of everybody else. Like, imagine the leaps and bounds you've already made this year that you're not even giving yourself credit for. Okay? I don't know. Guys, it kind of just makes me feel very sad. And maybe that's not a hot take, and I hope that nobody gets like their feelings hurt by me saying that I think that it's like a bad idea. But I just think that there's this element of, I don't think you should do it because you're seeing the internet do it because it's a trend. The internet is going to feed you trends for the rest of your life that are going to tell you that you're not doing enough. They really will. I can look back at every season of my social media career and see a time where people were like, oop, this is the trend. Oop, this is how you're supposed to look. Oh, this is what you're supposed to dress. Oh, you don't look good in that. That's your problem. Go to the gym more. Oh, you're not doing Pilates 3 times a week. Okay, you're behind. Oh, you're not eating this food. Like, there's constantly these evergreen, ever-changing skinny girl drinks, fitness this, fitness that like, oh my gosh, I feel exhausted. And like, I'm getting older, okay? My body does not look like the way it did when I was 18. And even I'm like still hyper aware of the way that I look, and seeing like beating everyone at the gym, it gives me stress. Maybe that's just me, and maybe I'm oversharing. But also, I want you to know a little affirmation. You're perfect as you are. You're perfect if you start on January 1st. You're perfect if you never make it to the gym this year. Okay? I would much rather prefer you open up a coloring book for an hour than go to the gym 3 times a day. Okay? I think that like you will never feel good in your body if you don't feel good in your mind. And if you're torturing yourself by trying to make yourself perfect in your mind, by like punishing your body, no one's winning. No one's going to win that battle. You're perfect. You're doing amazing. If you feel like you didn't do enough this year, that's okay. You did more than you're giving yourself credit for. I promise you that you're just being hard on yourself. I just had to make sure that you guys knew that because like that just kind of makes me sad a little bit. Now let's hear from our sponsor at Aloe Moves. Hey guys, I'm so excited to be entering a new season after such a long summer, and I think that you know that fall is my favorite. It's the perfect time to check in and start something new, like a new fitness routine or maybe training for a marathon. But with all the holiday and travel plans, it can be difficult to keep up with it. That's why I love Aloe Moves. Aloe Moves is a health and wellness app that helps me keep up with my wellness routine wherever I am. Whether you've got a full hour to work out or just 5 minutes, Aloe Moves helps you fit it right into your schedule. There's yoga, Pilates, and strength fitness from beginning to advanced. You can start a guided program or try a new workout, or just stay on track with what you're doing from wherever you are. And it's more than just fitness. There's meditations, sound baths, nutrition tips, self-care, and so much more. It's no surprise that it's an award-winning app. As you guys know, I'm training for a marathon in December, and I just learned about cross training, so I'm adding in a couple extra workouts like Pilates and yoga and a lot of extra stretching. So I'm so thankful that I have Aloe Moves to help me stay on track and keep up with every workout, no matter how much time I have to put into it every day. Aloe Moves is offering my listeners an exclusive 30-day free trial and 20% off an annual membership. Just go to aloemoves.com and use code Anna's Guide. That's aloemoves.com, code Anna's Guide for 20% off an annual membership and 30 days of a free trial. Once again, aloemoves.com with code Anna's Guide. I also think that talking about starting 3 months earlier and kind of this idea of late has been a pretty consistent motif of my podcast. This idea of just because everybody else is doing it doesn't mean that you're behind. Just because everybody else is doing it doesn't mean that you're not up your mountain yet. I mean, come on. If you haven't listened to my other 2 episodes of this podcast that come before this one, those are like the overarching, constantly consistent theme of just like, we're rushing life a lot. And can you imagine that like this trend starts where we're encouraging people to like cut the year 3 months early because we're like, oh, you weren't starting early enough by starting on the first day of the year. You got to start 3 months earlier than the first day of the year. Before you know, we're going to be like backtracking years at this point. It's going to be like, if you want to do something next year, you had to have started 2 years ago. That's not how it works. It's also encouraging this hyper productiveness, this idea that you're not working hard enough if you're not working constantly. And like, I always see those videos of, this is another like pretty pure example of it, is like people's 5 to 9s before their 9 to 5s. or like after their 9 to 5s. I know that you can have 2 5 to 9s technically, because you can have the before and the after of your 9 to 5. Either way, sometimes I see those and I cannot even explain in my core the comfort that I feel when it's literally like someone gets home and they like order dinner and sit on the couch and that is their 5 to 9. And I'm like, yes, as someone who doesn't even work a 9 to 5 right now in life, even I will spend the whole day going. And I had this one time with a friend. This is going to be my story. I filmed this video recently where I was actually, by the time this comes out, I think I can tell you what this is. I'm getting recognized on a list for creators. Okay. Slay. I'm so excited, you guys. I'm like actually freaking losing my marbles. I'm going to be in a magazine. I'm losing my marbles. So on this day, I had to wake up at 6 a.m. I had a fitting. I had glam, which like those are not difficult. Obviously, like not difficult jobs. I'm working during them, but my definition of work is different than like the average person's definition of work, right? So I woke up, fitting, glam, go to the shoot, interviews, photo shoot, finalized content, edit a video, come home. I started at 6 a.m. and I think we wrapped around 1 o'clock in the afternoon and I was home by then. And I had like 2 or 3 more things like emails and different things that I do on my laptop. But I was talking to a friend on FaceTime, Danielle, who you've met before. And I will not forget that I was like sitting there like, okay, Danielle, I feel so stressed because I just feel like my day has already been so long and I just haven't done the things that I have to get done today. I have so much more work that I have to do. And she was kind of like, do you though? And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, if I don't get like these 3 videos done, if I don't get this 6 things done, like I'm going to be so behind. And she was like, yeah, but who are you going to be behind to? Like in real life, like who's really keeping track? I mean, like I totally get a due date, but like, she's like, you realize that you've already worked a full 8-hour day. By the time I was calling her, I had like been going since the morning and like had been nonstop, people in my house, people out of my house, me driving from one location to the next, and had a whole work day by the time we were talking on the phone. She was like, most people are finished by now and you could be finished if you want to be done. But I also think like in the career that I'm in right now, that's not really a choice that I get. Like your phone is on you at all times. I'm on my phone at all times. I'm available to whoever needs me whenever they need me from my device because that's where my work is. And so if somebody sends me an email at 9 p.m., you bet your bottom dollar I'm crawling off the couch and I'm sitting at my computer and I'm working on my email at 9 p.m. But this winter arc idea adds another element to what we already endure in a current workday, which is so much productiveness. Also, we're coming up on a holiday where I think work gets busier because you have to wrap before the end of the year. And people are expecting you to not only take your work that you're doing from your 9 to 5, but extend it to work even harder on yourself from your 5 to 9. I'm all for productiveness. I'm super, super pro, like, drive and dedication, and I am all for discipline, okay? I'm all for a block schedule. If you tell yourself you'll take all day, then you will take all day. If you give yourself an hour to finish a task, you'll finish it in an hour, okay? I understand there's an element of discipline to a lot of this stuff, and some people are like, oh my gosh, I'm just trying to like set this goal that I'm going to be dedicated and like really set the standard. I also think though that there's this element. That's not what's bothering me. I think about this being like a trend. What's really bothering me is this element of like competitiveness or trying to outgrow the people around you. Not in a way of like you need a new friend group because you've outgrown the mentalities of the people around you. In a way of like you're trying to look better than the people around you. I think you should try to look better for you. I think you should try to like be better for you. And that's why I think seeing all these like super aggressive workout videos that are like, I'm in my winter arc. I'm like, have you considered walk with a friend? Have you considered a coffee date? Like all those things feel like, I don't know, even if you do it alone, but like I loved Hot Girl Walk era because I felt like it didn't feel like competitive to me. It felt like, let's get outside, let's yap, and let's do this. And it was like a soft launch on fitness. It didn't feel like you had to be like 180ing your life, and it wasn't competitive. It was community based. Winter arc scares me. Winter arc is terrifying. Yeah, I also think that there's this element of like the winter arc where, in my opinion, the winter is kind of like this hibernation period. I think naturally, isn't there this thing called like the circadian rhythm where like the sun is setting and like it's changing the way that you even perceive the season and like the way that your body acts and your heart rhythm and the way of the ocean. There's this like really natural, organic, like normal way, just even based off of nature, that our body responds to this season in particular. And it makes me like, can you imagine being in like okay, maybe I'm just not knowledgeable enough to say this, but like, how are you going to handle the holidays during your like winter arc? Are you going to take like that 2 to 3 hours of working out and be away from your family during the Christmas season? I mean, you won't lose your training if you start that early. So I guess there's an element of where it's like, maybe you take those days off where you are with your family, or maybe you take those days off when you're traveling. But it just feels like a lot of pressure for a season that's supposed to be about nourishment and about resetting in a way that's like new beginning, even, or in a way that's about recharging. I think all of our batteries are exhausted, and I just would love to see a trend that isn't surrounded about this idea of like having to give up your holiday in a way, or give up like this final time of the year to really like replenish yourself with relaxation and calmness and energy and revival, and using that toward like pushing yourself harder just because everybody else is, and if you don't start now, you're behind. What trend are we going to start, you guys? I think we should start a trend about that instead. Like, I don't know, the cozy arc. I don't know. Says I feel like these trends get a little bit tiresome of just constantly making people feel like they're not doing enough. And then like, who at the end of the day really feels good? And who are you trying to prove yourself to? If the answer is myself, pop off, go hard, winter arc, I'm rooting for you 100%. If the answer is I'm trying to keep up with everybody else, let's try again. Can we agree on that? You don't need to keep with everybody else. You're doing a good job just as you are. If I had to have a winter arc, what would my winter arc look like? I think we can already guess what my winter arc would look like. Let's be so for real. Anna's winter arcing the Harry Potter series, okay? We are about to enter my favorite time of year, the time where I start watching all of the Harry Potter movies. I have not read the books. Could be canceled for saying that out loud. But I love the Harry Potter movies. You guys know I'm a film girly. Come on. I love a Harry Potter movie. Anna's winter arc is finishing all the Harry Potters while also building a Lego set of Hogwarts. Winter arc. Number 2, I just started Throne of Glass, a new book series. Winter arc is me being cozy and reading that when the sun is out. When the sun's not out, Love is Blind. Obviously, I'm thriving for Love is Blind. I honestly hope that they drop a new season pretty close too, because I feel like I'm going to like speed through this season once all the episodes start to come out. I mean, I've already done the first 4 and the new 4 come out this week. I mean, they come out every week until it's over. I feel like my winter arc in my brain is definitely about settling into coziness. I talked about this in my fall favorites. This is my homebody season. It's my soup season. It's my cozy season. It's my layering my clothes. It's my training for a marathon as a way to get quality time with my sibling, and also have something to look forward to and feel like I'm achieving something wonderful in my life that I didn't know that I would ever be able to do. Because when am I going to be this young again? Never. When am I going to be this fit again? I mean, who knows? Maybe I'm fitter in 10 years. I don't know, but I'm not putting that pressure on myself. I'm happy fit right now, and we're going to take advantage of it. Also, more date nights. And yeah, I feel like my fall favorites were my winter arc. Pretty much what I talked about in my last episode. So if you guys are missing out on like what to winter arc, let's step back into our fall favorites. I'm also so curious what your winter arc is going to look like, because I think there's this element where we could really have a happy, feel-good winter, and maybe it's exercise. Maybe it's getting at least 1 hour of outdoor time. Maybe it is going to the gym at least 6 times a week if that's like super what you're into. Maybe it's eating healthier before the holidays. So maybe if you stress about splurging around the holiday season, you eat healthier now and then you feel better later. I do feel like I eat healthier now and then I feel great around the holidays. And I also feel great around the holidays because I feel like I'm surrounded by my family that I can enjoy these meals with. That's what I feel so recharged by, especially in this season. Also, other things, what are we thinking about? Coloring? I don't know. I'm really craving coloring lately. I think I need to get a coloring book as an adult. Wait, I know. Winter arc, puzzles. I love a puzzle. That's a really deeply rooted love of mine that I don't know that people know about. When I get lonely, I do puzzles by myself in my living room and watch TV. And I love that for me. Also pottery. But yeah, I think that like the uniqueness of the winter arc is I don't want to okay, I'm going to quick disclaimer at the end of this episode too. I don't want anybody to think that I'm shitting on them for working out consistently or for being super like driven and dedicated to their fitness journey or trying to like really better themselves. If all of that intention is coming from a place of true, genuine, like wanting to feel like the best version of yourself, I am so in support of you doing that. And I honestly am like rooting for you 100%. Who I hope hears this podcast or hears this episode particularly are the girlies who feel this comparative mindset that society is constantly telling them that they're behind or not working hard enough or that they're not skinny enough or they're not fitting into this right or that they're not going to the gym enough or that they're not resetting their life and that everything in their life sucks because they're not doing what everybody else is doing and they're super behind. Okay? That's not true. And I just hope that like when you hear these trends online, you have a little bit of discernment on what is truly meant for you and what is meant to make you feel not like yourself. Because I do think that there's a lot of elements of this that are like, people are trying to tell you that like you're not working hard enough. And when you're like at the end of your rope and you're already tired and you already are putting your all into everything that's on your plate at this moment in time, that's a tough pill to swallow. And truthfully, I don't think it's yours to swallow. I don't think you have to be doing everything. I think you can hibernate. I think you can rest. I think your winter arc can be the night court in ACOTAR, okay? Like, I think that sounds way more fun than, like, working yourself to the bone trying to keep up with the things that trends are trying to convince you that you need to be doing. And during this portion of Anna Answers, I asked everybody over on Instagram what is something that you want to do before the end of the year, because I think having a goal before the end of the year is a wonderful thing. If it's fitness, pop off. If it's maybe a new activity, a new skill, a new hobby, maybe it's having the best Christmas presents, okay? Who knows? But I want to hear what yours are. And if you don't know how to do that, you can either, one, follow me on Instagram at AnnaXatar or at The Anna Guide on Instagram and on TikTok, or you can give me a ring at 323-433-0683 to call into our fan line where you will hear my beautiful voice on voicemail. And then I get to hear your beautiful voice on these episodes. So let's listen to the first caller.
Something I want to do before the year is over is learn how to properly cook and shop, like grocery shop for
Same.
2 people. Because for some reason I can't figure out the right amount of food to get. And so I want to learn how to meal prep and cook and grocery shop for 2 people instead of the 12 that I seem to be shopping for.
Wait, this is so true. I literally just said this in my winter favorites episode or my fall favorites episode, and that episode isn't out yet, and so I cannot wait for our girlie to hear that because this is literally amazing. I feel the same way. That's what I mean. A winter arc is like a moment of self-growth. If you're going for that like mental health, spiritual self-growth portion of this journey, 100%. I wish I could cook for 2 people. I'm cooking for like 8 right now. And like also I think it's so hard to meal plan what you buy from the grocery store. They can get used multiple times. Like I'll need carrots for one recipe and then I'll have like 4 extra carrots. I'm like, what do I even do with these? Okay. Mood. That's something I also want to learn before the end of the year. Once again, soup era is popping off, but like I'm really about to dial in, you guys. I can feel that my cooking journey is just beginning. Get me on Next Level Chef by like next year. Okay. I can't wait. Next caller.
Hi, first of all, my name is Amy, and
Hi, Amy.
This year I went through a bit of a difficult breakup, and so one thing that I want to do before the end of the year is go on a trip all by myself. I've already booked it. I'm going to New York, and I want to do this to prove to myself that I can be happy and enjoy life without having someone else be the source of my happiness, and just, yes, enjoy it for myself. So I'm excited about that.
Wait, I have chills. I literally have like tears in my eyes right now. Okay, first off, Amy, pop off. You are so right. You do not need anybody to go with you. I'm so proud of you for doing a solo trip. That's so exciting. Also, New York is going to be so much fun. You're going to have the best time. I hope you get to I just went to New York and I went to a Broadway show. I went to go see Six. Phenomenal. If you need a good Broadway show, please go to that. Wait, I love that so much. That makes me so happy. And that's the winter arc that I want to hear about. Okay, that's the one that I want to see, like going through a breakup and having that moment of self-growth where you know that you're capable of doing something on your own. I'm obsessed. I'm going to cry when I go to sleep tonight thinking about that. Amy, I'm so excited for you. That makes my heart literally explode in my chest. I'm so happy. And you guys, I want to hear the rest of your winter arcs and things that you're looking forward to this season that's going to benefit you, make you feel good, make you feel like 100%. So please feel free to give me a call and share those with me at my fan line. I can't wait to listen to them all weekend long and catch up with you guys on what's going on in your life. And that is a wrap for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I cannot wait to see you next week. We have some really exciting episodes coming up that I know you're going to love, from confidence to parents to maybe some more special things. So I can't wait for you guys to give in a little listen to Anna's Guide. I'm so happy that you're here. You can follow us at Anna X Tatar for my personal account, or at the Anna Guide on Instagram and TikTok for all of your episodic updates. And also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe over on YouTube to our video version of all these podcast episodes, and listen and rate everywhere that you get your podcasts. I appreciate you guys so much, and I'll see you so soon. Bye.